Alright guys, going to take you through some use cases today of our TNT pouch here mounted on this Faro FCPC. The TNT pouch is kind of a play on words, so TNT stands for tubular nylon tube because that's what it was originally designed for carrying tubular nylon, but it's also great for all things breeching, carrying tools, charges, flags, whatever else you might need. And we're going to show you some of those today as well as some interesting mounting options. So first of all, with tubular nylon, as you might know, we sell black and coyote brown tubular nylon, full mil spec, made in the US on our website in 30-foot lengths that's doubled over and then water knotted. As you may know, tubular nylon is a super versatile tool that's used across the military, search and rescue, law enforcement, climbing. It's extremely strong, and just with this 30-foot length, you can make a full body harness, you can make a litter, you can lower yourself, you can raise people. You can even make a harness that allows you to hoist someone into a helicopter. So super versatile. It's very lightweight, also works as a drag strap, and that's why so many guys carry it. The issue that we were running into is just having it rubber banded onto the side of our kit. It gets snagged or pulled off in the woods. Multiple times I've had that happen, as well as other people on our T&E team. And so we wanted to have a clean solution that allowed us to fully store and retain tubular nylon, but also be able to access it quickly. And that's where we came up with the tubular nylon tube. What this is a tubular pouch that allows you to mount it either via MOLLE or as in a dangler format, which is something unique. It's the only pouch on the market that allows you to do both of those things. You can fit up to 40 feet of tubular nylon inside of it, and whether in an S-fold or rolled up function just like this, and you can secure it down with this shock cord so it's not going to fall out on you, but you can easily just grab it from either side and pull it right out to deploy it as you need. Here you can see one that's got a flag in it. It's a 3x5 Forge Concepts flag that we have rolled up, so you can easily fit a flag inside one of these. Also works really well for VS17 panels. And here you can see the pouch is in a dangler format, and so you can put it on your front or rear plate bag or onto a chest rig, however you see fit. Because it's so flat, you can easily run this with another dangler. We have a lot of guys that will stick these either in front or behind a roll one to carry their tubular nylon or a flag or whatever else they're carrying. And then when you have it in a dangler format, you have this MOLLE on the front here. That's very easy to use. You can store chem lights, clip into it, whatever you might need. Here, we've got one where the bottom is closed off, so it's a question we get a lot, but you can fully close the bottom or top of these. The pouch is fully reversible, so it's up to you what side is top or bottom. But you can fully close this off, and in this case, use it to carry a couple of training charges, any kind of charge you want to carry in here. We've had guys carry longer bifold charges with both ends open that extends down through the bottom, so you can do that as well. Great little pouch for carrying charges. And then probably our most common question is, can you use it to carry tools? And the answer is yes. So here you've got a hammer, but also hold a Halligan or Huli tool, whatever you want to call it. And most commonly we see guys, of course, use this in a MOLLE configuration on their back somewhere. We include with all of these malice clips from Tactical Tailor. So they come with 2 of them. So you can easily just MOLLE on here. And if you go to our instructional video, which is linked down in the comments, we show you how to mount with malice clips. But something else that we like a lot, which we also show in that instructional video, is using heavy duty zip ties. I'm going to show you an example here in a second of how we use them. But there are a lot of scenarios where you might want to attach a pouch like this, especially onto a back panel or something like that, where you might not have a full clean MOLLE column accessible to you, but you might have attachment points, and that's where zip ties come in handy. In general, even though we're a gear company and like making things clean, just found through experience, there's a lot of times where even when you can MOLLE a pouch onto something, zip ties are going to give you a tighter hold than any sort of MOLLE strap ever will, and it's super easy to just cut them and move them. These ones right here are rated 70 pounds a piece. Stick 4 or 5 or 6 of these on to that TNT pouch, you're easily going to be able to carry a tool and not worry about it coming off. Here we've got my plate carrier set up with a Spiritus Assaulter back panel. Great back panel we've shown in some of our other videos. And one of the things I love about it is it's great for carrying all sorts of tools, charges, things like that. However, one of the things I run into is that this main compartment right here, which is great for carrying something like bolt cutters or some exterior charges, doesn't offer really any lateral support. And so if you put something like a hammer or a Halligan or Huli tool, whatever you want to call it, like this in there, it tends to just move all over the place, which is definitely not what you want. So what we've done here on the side is attached one of our TNT pouches via zip ties. There's just these heavy duty zip ties. There are a bunch of attachment points all the way along the side of the plate carrier that are super strong. I've been running it this way for a long time, and typically we'll carry tubular nylon in here, but we'll also use this to carry and secure tools or charges as well. So all I got to do, slide the tool down in there, and then this shock cord here, I can simply run over the top and use it as a retainer if I want to stop that tool from coming out. I've never had an issue with that. Fast rope, climbing, whatever, never had an issue with the tool coming out, and it's plenty secure enough on my side. One thing that you can do though is if you're worried about retention, you can take an extra piece of shock cord. This is just a heavy duty piece of shock cord, or you can take a bungee cord, whatever you have access to, and you can run it up through this top row of MOLLE on the back of the TNT pouch to create a thicker heavy duty loop over the top that you can easily use to secure a tool. So I have messed around with that as well when doing a bunch of climbing and I want a little bit extra retention. It's super easy to adapt that to your needs. But in my experience, using this shock cord right here that cinches down the pouch works great. So as we talked about, the Spiritus back panel has this large open pocket here, and it works really well for holding bolt cutters. But when you put other tools in there, they tend to slide side to side. Again, a lot of the time, I'll just put tools in this TNT pouch on the side, but there are times where you want that tool to be centerline on your body. And inside this main compartment, there's just a small little half-inch tab right here of webbing. You can, using a zip tie or a couple of zip ties, secure that tab to your TNT pouch and run it down in the inside here. And now you've got a tool carrier on the inside of your back panel. So that's just an example with Spiritus. What you'll see with a lot of other back panels, Cry ones in particular, is that this area here will be open. So you have a kind of a main stow compartment behind the back panel. And guys will run into the exact same issue where tools will slide side to side. It works really well for bolt cutters because the handles are out in a V shape, and so they fit there nicely, but you just have tools sloshing. If you have MOLLE on the back of your plate carrier, which most of the Cry ones do, Faro does, most plate carriers do, all that we tell guys to do is simply use this MOLLE column and MOLLE this TNT pouch right behind that back panel, center line on your body, and you can easily slide a tool right down in there and know that it's not going to swing side to side on you. And again, taking this shock cord over the top, you have over the top retention, so you know that tool's not going to bounce out while you're running around or climbing or doing anything like that. Now, a bunch of different options. We really wanted this to be a multi-use pouch, which is why, again, you can use it in a dangler format either way, but you can also mount it here. We encourage you guys to try and sort of mess around and see what works best for you. Zip ties are definitely your friend. Recommend using 2 zip ties in each location. So if you're going to secure top and bottom like we did, run 2 zip ties in the top and 2 zip ties in the bottom. That right there would give you 280 pounds of rated weight with these zip ties, and of course you can get beefier ones if you need to. Again, if you need to close down the bottom of your pouch because you don't want something to fall out, all you need to do is cinch up this shock cord all the way down and it'll be fully closed at the bottom. And of course you can do the same thing at the top. Even if you're running a longer charge through that you basically want to sandwich, you can easily add enough shock cord tension that that charge is not going to fall out. Never had an issue with that, and have used these heavily for breaching. So multi-use pouch, a lot of different use cases. We've also have guys carry garments in them, like small little roll-up rain jackets or things like that. I'm sure you guys have thought of other things. And we've had guys carry mortar stakes in here. It's kind of whatever you need it to do. But just to answer a common question, even though we do show this in our install video and on the website, this pouch opens to 2.5 inches in diameter. But we tell guys, whatever you're measuring, just measure 2 1/4 inch. And if it's within that diameter, you'll easily be able to fit it down in there without any issue. So if you got any questions, please leave them in the comments. We're interested to see the different ways that you guys are using these. It's been super cool to see over the last year since we released this pouch how much use this is getting in the military, but also with SWAT, law enforcement, and then civilians. We're also noticing that there's a lot of interest around tubular nylon, and we're seeing more educational content out there on YouTube. And we've at this point sold multiple miles of tubular nylon to you guys, which is pretty cool because we know that that's mostly being bought by people who are not in the military because it's provided for you. So it means there's concerned citizens or law enforcement or others who are educating themselves on a really useful tool that can help them extract people and save lives, which is ultimately what it's all about. So again, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, please leave them down in the comments and look forward to continuing the conversation. Thanks.